get along great with everyone. I've never had a conflict in my life. Well, if that's the way you think you need to answer the question, how do you handle a conflict with a coworker, then this video is for you. Now, first of all, it's not about whether you've had a negative situation necessarily at work. It's a little bit broader than that. So today I'm going to show you what employers and people are really looking for when they ask that question. Have you had a conflict with a coworker or a team member? My name is Adeniki McKende, and I'm a purpose coach and a career strategist. And I help you get clarity, get confident, and go out and get your joy-filled calling. So the trick to answering the conflict question is really to think about a time when you've had a difference of opinion with someone. So again, it's not necessarily about it being a negative situation. We live in a world full of people with different views, with different personalities, different perspectives, and employers just want to know that you know how to navigate this brave new world. So here are 3 scenarios that you can really think about when answering the question, how do you deal with conflict with a coworker? Number 1, you want to think of, again, a negative conflict that you were able to turn into a positive situation. So that's one scenario. Number 2, you want to think of a time when you simply had a difference of opinion with someone, but you were able to persuade them through various methods, walk them through your methods, to see your point of view. And number 3, you want to think of a time when you had a different way of approaching a situation, and maybe the other person had a different way of approaching it as well, but you were able to turn it into a collaboration. So if you think about those 3 scenarios, and again, just go through your professional work experience and come up with one of those scenarios, you will be able to very effectively answer the question, how do you handle a conflict with a coworker? So now we're going to put the 2-minute timer on, and we're going to go through a question, and I'm going to give you a very specific answer. Use this as inspiration to create your own. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that question. So the scenario that comes to mind for me is while working as a coach at Learn University, I was part of a 6-person team responsible for helping students prepare for their job search. As a part of our team goals that year, we decided to build out a resource center for some of the more commonly requested resources. So we split up into 2 teams to tackle the process. One of my colleagues that was on my team had a very hands-off approach and really preferred to build out theories and frameworks for students and allow them to come to conclusions on their own. I, on the other hand, had a very hands-on approach, and I like to provide samples and examples as a way to give a visual inspiration to students. When we came together to bring our ideas together for this particular resource center, we actually had a clash. We had a clash because of what we felt very strongly and passionately about our 2 perspectives. So again, we were very professional about the whole matter, but again, because of our passion, we decided to back off and come back to the table the next time with different perspectives. So the first thing that I decided to do, I decided that it was important to keep the student perspective in the forefront at all times and not get too emotionally attached to one way of doing things. As a result, at that next meeting, I was very intentional about acknowledging the value of her idea, and I suggested that we do a poll of students to get a better understanding of which method they valued or which method they might find more helpful. So we each went back, we polled our students over the next few weeks, and actually came to find out that out of the 4 colleges we serve, students in one college did prefer more of a framework method, while students in the other 3 colleges preferred the example stories framework. So this allowed us to actually split up the work based on our strengths and provide students with what they needed. At the end of that project, we had a deeper appreciation for each other's point of view and really found that we could always overcome our differences of opinions by checking to make sure that we weren't just kind of falling back on the way we wanted it done, our own preferences, but always making the student's success or the student's view and using data, just to be very honest with you, and making that the priority. Hey, I hope you found that example really, really helpful. Listen, use that framework and use the example that I gave to create your own inspiring, highly relevant story. If you put that together, I promise you, you're going to be impressing and wowing those hiring teams. Listen, I have a workbook that goes along with this series called How to Prepare Your Answers for Those Non-Technical Questions or those behavioral questions. If you want a workbook that's really going to allow you to pull the answers that you design into one place and be able to refer to those and practice those and really make that great impression, you can go ahead and purchase your copy today. The link is in the description, so please make sure and do that as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am going to be posting exact answers to some of the most popular questions that are out there. Again, I'll be using my own examples, my own drawing experiences from a lot of different places, but it will give you a really strong framework. It will give you an exact answer that will really allow you and inspire you to create your own. So subscribe so you can get this good information and really get some examples to help you build that confidence and be the best you in those interviews. Again, I'll see you next time and have a great rest of your day. Bye.